So today we are going to start with the chapter Truly Beautiful Mind. So what a beautiful mind is? Can anybody tell what is the definition of beauty? Can anybody explain what beauty is actually? Yes, Dia, you can answer.
A beautiful mind is a mind with good thoughts, thinking good about others, and uh,
Yes. Yes,
thinking of ideas that
yes, of course, Dia. So it means that beauty is not self-centered. What actually beauty means to think about others, to do well about others, to always do goodness for others. And how this chapter, A Truly Beautiful Mind, is all about. Actually, let me tell you in the starting that this chapter is about Albert Einstein, the famous scientist who has given the most famous formula, that is E is equal to mc square, that is energy and mass are interrelated. Okay, so how he is a genius? Of course, this name of scientist, it is used as a synonym for genius, and he is of course a truly beautiful mind. This doesn't mean that he has not faced any problems in his personal life. Of course, he has faced a number of problems, but overall, if we see, he is a person who is always thinking for the betterment of mankind. He's always thinking to do well for, you can say, to do well for others. He wanted that science should always be used for, it should always be used for the progress of mankind. He never thought that the formulas for atom bombs, for hydrogen bombs, they should be used for deterioration of the mankind. No, not at all he has ever thought. He was taken to be as a visionary. Okay, visionary who has thought that what negative impact can be brought about by the use of the atom bombs on the earth. And of course, he has speculated that future, and ultimately it has happened in that manner. And finally, what has happened? That when these atom bombs have been used, he has left all his ways, all his political influence. He has used only in order to make. He has used it only for the progress of mankind. He always thought that and that science should always be used. It should always be used for the progress of mankind in the positive ways, in the constructive ways, but not in the negative ways, not in the destructive ways. And actually, do you think that those kind of genius persons, they are genius right from their birth? What do you think? Anybody knows any fact about Einstein, about Albert Einstein? Have you ever read about Albert Einstein? Yes, raise up your hand. Yes, please, you can speak out. Yes, Dia, I have unmuted you.
it is said that he was not a very bright student
Yes, of
in his
course. He was not at all a bright student during his young age. Moreover, he has to repeat whenever he's speaking anything, he has to repeat twice. But that doesn't mean that if he's not doing well enough in the school, also, he was not doing good in the school. He is one of the, you can say, always creating nuisance in the class. But this doesn't mean that you will follow this thing that he is always creating nuisance and still he is a genius. No, but he is having a different bent of mind. He is thinking in a different way. Most of the times in his history class, he is always pointing out that there is no reason to learn the dates, because for the dates one can look up into the books for the dates of the battles. But the main thing which we should concentrate and which must be focused upon is to find the reasons why these battles have been fought. He's a great violinist also. He likes to play violin. Most of the times he likes to play violin in his free time. But he has very deep interest in mathematics and science. And you know, at the age of 9, you can say when he was in the class of 9, he has completed even the mathematics of class 12. And his mathematics teacher, he is always having a glowing reference about Einstein. He is always thinking that this child or Einstein will one day teach his teacher also. Means his teacher, his mathematics teacher, he has, you can say, he has recognized his, you can say, the greatness in his mind. He has recognize that he is not an ordinary child, he is a great child who will one day definitely invent something new. And this has happened in case of Albert Einstein. So what I was telling you is that it is not the reality that these kind of genius personalities, these are of course genius since birth. No, he has, you can say, many problems during his childhood. Even his mother was not thinking of him as a normal child. She's always thinking that he's just like a freak who is repeating everything. He has a big head. But almost, let me tell you that he was one of the most, you can say, smart scientists. Look wise, also, he is so beautiful, he is so well dressed, civilized, as well as you can say, a well presentable personality. But ultimately, he has, of course, many tussles in his personal life. He has divorced his first wife, and ultimately he has got married for the second time, and ultimately he has faced many problems. But ultimately, the overall view of his personality displayed him as a person of, you can say, great mind that was really beautiful, which is always, you can say, which is always eager to help others, which is always eager to do better for the mankind. He has never thought that, you can say, that his, you can say invention, they should be used in any kind of negative way. He always proposed the ways which should be used for the, you can say, for the betterment of mankind, for the progress of mankind, for constructing mankind, but never he has asked to use these ways for negative impact upon human beings. So this chapter, as I'm telling you, that this is about Albert Einstein. You will learn interesting facts about Albert Einstein, but along with that, you will also come to know that it is not easy to achieve success. Success is not an overnight story. No, it's never. One has to reach to the epitome of success. One has to reach to the summit of success only if he has deliberate as well as continuous, consistent efforts to be put up in that field. And this is what he has done. He has put up his efforts since his, you can say, since his study days. He was researching, and he has pursued his efforts only in that way. Continuous efforts have been put up by Albert Einstein, and this is the only reason why his efforts, it has bore fruit one day. And ultimately, his paper, when it was published, it has, you can say, produced a sensation in the scientific world. And ultimately, his formulas, they have been proven with the passage of time also, and this is the reason why he has got, you can say, Nobel Prize also he has got in 1921. So reaching to the Nobel Prize, it's not an easy task. It demands lot of hard work, it demands lot of consistency, it demands perseverance, and he has done it all through his life. He has paid a price for it, and ultimately he has achieved this, right? So for that truly beautiful mind we are going to study. Let me share with you the screen, please, so that you can see the chapter. Yes, now it is going to be displayed on your screens, and I hope that it is visible to you. So, a truly beautiful mind. So, before you read, it is given, what do you think of when you hear the word genius? Who is a genius, and what qualities do you think a genius has? Who do you think a genius is? Yes. What do you think about genius? Genius is a
May I?
person with extraordinary qualities, person which is not, you can say, normal, and who has the qualities quite different from that of others. And this is what a genius is, who thinks in a different manner, who does not have a normal line of thought. He's always thinking ahead of time. He's always, you can say, thinking out of the box. And these are the qualities of geniuses. And as I told you, that Albert Einstein, he's such a great scientist that his brain was also preserved, so that in order to understand that what is the reason of his great scientific inventions, right? And he is of course a genius, and his name is used as a synonym for genius. We shall now read about a young German civil servant who took the world by storm about 100 years ago. In the summer of 1905, the 26-year-old published in quick succession 4 groundbreaking papers. So groundbreaking means shocking, okay? Producing a sensation. Papers means, whenever any research is being done, that those you must be knowing that those who are pursuing their doctorate degrees, so what they are doing, their research, it is being published in the various journals, okay, of the related fields, so that their research, it can be publicized, it can be known to the others, and later on it is, you can say, it is mentioned under the name that so and so has made this invention. Okay, so this type of research, how it is published in the journals, this is called as paper, right? And he has published 4 groundbreaking papers about light, the motion of the particles, the electrodynamics of moving bodies, right? These are the various branches of science and energy. And his work took up only a few pages in scientific journals, but he changed forever our understanding of space, time, and the entire cosmos, and transformed the name Einstein into a synonym for genius. This I have already told you. Yes, that of course we have read about Einstein. He's of German origin, and at near the age of 26 years, he was able to publish his 4 groundbreaking papers. He has made the research, he has published his research papers, and ultimately what he was able to get rewards for publishing these papers, because his research was proved with the solar eclipse that was held in the consequently, you can say, consequencing years, and ultimately his name is always being used as a genius. Okay, he's always used as a genius for, you can say, as a synonym for genius. Why? It is just because of this reason that he was able to produce a sensation in the field of science. 50 years after his death, Albert Einstein's genius still reigns, and even after 50 years, or you can say after his death also, still nobody has reached to the level to which Einstein has ever got. And his, you can say, reigns, it means it prevails, that Einstein's genius, it still prevails. It means that whatever he has produced, it was really great. So let us start the reading. Albert Einstein was born on 14 March 1879 in the German city of Ulm. So where Einstein was born, this question can be often asked in the exam. So you can write on the question here, when and where was Albert Einstein born? Write down the question on the side of the books. So Albert Einstein was born on 14 March 1879 in the German city of Ulm. Means there is a city named Ulm in Germany where he was born, and without any indication that he was destined for greatness. Yes, these, when great peoples are born, they never give some special, you can say, signs that they are born to be genius. No, he's just an ordinary child like that of others, and there was not any great indication that has been given when Albert Einstein was born. He was just as a normal child. On the contrary, his mother thought Albert was a freak. Yes. But on the opposite side, what has happened, that his mother, he has always thought that he is a freak. What is freak? Means the person who is not normal, who is unusual, and who behaves, you can say, abnormally. His mother thought that he is not a normal child. To her, his head seemed much too large. Yes, so what was the main thing that her mother, you can say, feels abnormal about him, was that his head was quite large. He has a big head. And this is also one of the reasons that why he has turned out to be genius, because the intelligent part of our brain, it implies that if the gray matter is more in our brain, the person seems to be more intelligent. And when his brain was analyzed, it was found that the gray matter present in his mind, it was, you can say, it was more than the normal. Okay, so at the age of 2.5, Einstein still wasn't talking. So see, he's not a normal child. When usually the children they start to speak at the age of 1 year, but when he has turned out to be 2.5, he has turned out to be to the age of 2.5 years. He was not still talking. When he finally did learn to speak, he uttered everything twice. So, but when he has started speaking, so what he was doing, he was speaking everything twice. So, what it means? It means that he was not as normal as other children are. Okay, other children they used to speak. He started speaking late in his life, in his childhood, and later on, when he has learned how to speak, he was speaking everything twice. And he did not know what to do with other children. And his playmates called him Brother Boring. So here the question is why his playmates called him Brother Boring. It is the reason why he was called his playmates as Brother Boring. It is because of the reason that he did not like the company of his playmates. He likes his own company. He used to play with himself only, and he never likes to be in the company of his playmates. And this is the reason why he is often called as Brother Boring by his playmates. Right? So the youngster played by himself. So he played by himself much of the time. He especially loved mechanical toys. Looking at his newborn sister Maja, what was the name of his sister? Maja. He is said to have said, fine, but where are her wheels? So he has great affinity for mechanical toys. He loved to play with the mechanical toys, but when he has seen his younger sister, he thought that it is of course a toy also. He said to his parents, yes, eyes, arms, and everything is fine, but where are her wheels? It means that he thought that as the mechanical toys they move, they walk upon their wheels. So this you can say this little sister, she must also walk upon her wheels. So it means of course it also delivers us the fact that he has mechanical bent of mind. Okay, what he has, that he has mechanical bent of mind. Okay, so what we have learned about Einstein till now, that when he was born he was not a normal child. Even his mother thought that he is not a normal child. His head was quite large than normal. He's not able to speak. And when he has turned out to be at the age of 2.5 years, when he started speaking, he was speaking or he was repeating everything twice. The next thing what we have read here is that why his friends called him as Brother Boring. Why his friends called him as Brother Boring? His friends called him as Brother Boring because he did not like to be in the company of his playmates. He likes his own company. He wants to play on his own, and this is the reason that he never liked or he want to play on his own, and his friends call him as Brother Boring. But he has great love for mechanical toys also. This was reflected by the fact that when his younger sister Maja was born, he asked his parents that everything is fine, but where are her wheels? It means that he thought that his sister, she was also walking upon what she was walking upon. She was also walking upon wheels. Now, a headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession wouldn't matter because he will never make a success at anything. Yes, this was the opinion of the headmaster because, as I told you, that he was not doing well in any of the subjects. Okay, what is the reason? It is because of the reason that whatever subjects he was studying, he was failing in all the subjects. Why? Because he thought that because he has great interest in mathematics and science, he is spending his time reading some extra books, so he was not paying attention towards his other subjects. Moreover, all the teachers, they are complaining about him that he is creating nuisance, he is creating problem, and he is, you can say, demolishing the learning atmosphere of the class. So the headmaster, he was of course ready to expel him from the school also. This kind of child he was. Okay, so he was expelled for the same reason also. But ultimately what has happened, his headmaster, he has given an opinion to his father. He has called his father and told that it never matters whatever profession he would choose. But the thing is that he will never excel in any field because he did not have any kind of capability to do anything. Okay, so his headmaster has given this opinion, but was it right? He has falsified his headmaster. Okay, so how he has falsified his headmaster? Because his headmaster, he has given an opinion that he would not be able to excel in any field, and ultimately what has happened? He has turned out to be a genius. Okay, and Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to, and he later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining this skill throughout his life. So, what is an amateur? Amateur means the person who is not doing anything as an employment, okay? But actually, it is not as a profession. He's learning violin not as a profession, but he's learning just for himself, okay? As he wanted to learn violin, okay? So he loves to play violin, and his mother also wanted that he should learn violin. And at the age of 6, he has started learning violin. And whenever he's getting free time, he's always playing violin in one of the corner of the house. And this skill throughout his life, he was playing violin. It means playing violin is his another love. But Albert Einstein was not a bad pupil. But whatever the headmaster has given the verdict, it was not true. He was not a bad pupil. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein's family had moved when he was 15 months old and scored good marks in almost every subject. Yes, he was of course expelled from one school, but when he went to Munich, where his family he has already moved, and then he scored good marks in every subject. And Einstein hated the school's regimentations. Regimentation means strong discipline. He hated it. He hated that why the children they should be bound in, you can say, shackles. Why should they should be bound always? He hated that discipline and often clashed with his teachers. This I have already told you that he is often having clash with the teachers. He's always opposing the ways the teachers they are teaching. He's always against them. At the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled there that he left the school for good. And at the age of 15, he felt so stifled. Stifled means the condition when the person is not able to breathe properly. He is feeling, but at that moment, it is not that physically he was stifling. It was like emotionally. He was feeling that he was not at all to be free in his life. So he thought that he has to leave that school, and at the age of 15, he has gone to Munich. Okay, so the previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan in Italy. Yes, of course, his parents had gone to Milan in Italy and and left their son with relatives. After prolonged means long time discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German-speaking Switzerland in a city which was more liberal than Munich. So he had continuous talk with his parents. No, I don't want to study here. I want to go there. I want to go to some other place. I'm not feeling good here in this school. And finally, after prolonged discussions, what has happened? That he was able to make his parents agree, and ultimately he has left the school in Munich and he has gone to Milan. Okay, so till here we have to study, and I hope that everything is clear. Now I will take the doubts for you. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.